Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and welcome back with the next part of my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play. You'll notice I'm in a different spot from where Part 4 took off. And that is because I wasn't really sure where I wanted to start this next part. I know I wanted to explain the Armoury system in it. I've been saying that for like 3 of the 4 parts so far. So I didn't know if I wanted to finish the quest first or not, but I figured I could do a little bit of extra explanation here if I started in the middle of this quest. So what you see me doing right now is my level 10 class quest, which is nothing, you know, nothing special. Don't know why I'm doing that. Shows you how long it's been since I played with the controller. So I'm in the middle of my level 10 class quest, and what's going to happen here is I'm going to complete this quest, and then I'm going to go back, and I'm going to unlock the Armoury system, and we're pretty much going to spend this entire video talking about the Armoury system. So the next video after this, I'll probably go all the way to level 15 before I record that, just because there's not really too much to talk about. I might include a few other little tidbits, but I haven't really decided yet. I'm working on a game plan for all these parts. Now, the main reason why I wanted to do this is because I'm in East Shroud right now, and in the previous parts I said that my final hunting log enemies were going to be in the East Shroud. So here they are right here. I'm going to kill them, and not only am I going to show you the Armoury system in this part, but I'm also going to show you what it just looks like to unlock the next part of the hunting log. So let's kill this vulture. You'll notice my camera is zoomed in a lot more in this part as well. It was a request that I had gotten since I'm playing with my, I'm playing with my camera at pretty much the max distance, and it kind of makes it hard to see the characters and their animations, and that's something that a new player would be interested in. So it seemed like a fair criticism, so that is why you see me here doing this. Now I'm wondering when this new player leaf goes away from my head. I don't remember what the stipulations are. I'm sure I could find out, and I'm sure there's probably an option to turn it off myself somewhere. It's probably level 15 or has played at least X amount of hours or something like that. Actually, if it was played X amount of hours, I think it would have been gone already because I've left this character on AFK quite a bit in the past. So we'll kill this last vulture, and then it'll give me a nice big EXP chunk. You can tell how long it's been because look how much rested XP I have. I have over a full level's worth of rested XP. Since I recorded those last 2 parts on the same day, it definitely changed things up. So difficulty rank unlocked. That means that I've unlocked the second half of my hunting log. So if you want to see that, you just do it the same way you would before. You go to your hunting log, and now where it said rank 1, you now have rank 2. And it gives you 10 new objectives and another difficulty EXP bonus at the top for 10,000. And from this point on, the hunting logs become less and less important. You should still try to get them done, especially because at level 50, you'll get a nice reward as a brand new player if you decide to do that. It's nothing too special, but it is a ring, and you can use all the gear you can get as a fresh level 50. So yeah, now I have all these other enemies I'll need to kill, but we're not going to focus on that. We are actually going to head right back into Gridania, which fortunately is right here. I had just used the return function no more than 5 minutes ago before I had started recording. So I'm just going to take this method. Now I'm assuming as a low level I can use this boat. If not, we're going to have to take a different route. Yep, okay. I was wondering if as a low level, even though this is a boat within Gridania, if it was a possibility. I figured it should be. It's not like the rest of the traveling in the game, which is locked behind level 15-ish. So, okay, that's good, and that's out of the way. So now we're going to go hand in this quest, I think. Let me just see what this is. Oh, I need to go back and actually talk to the guy. Okay, my bad. For some reason, I thought I could just go back. I think I actually have to kill a few more things here. That might not be the only thing. So now we're going to do this. So in Gridania, you have the ability to go to boat to a few different places. One of them is where I just came from, Sweet Bloom Pier. The other one is the housing area, which again I said I wasn't really going to touch upon until much, much later into this video series. So sorry about taking the wrong turn there. I should have just quickly... So here's the lesson from that. Let's pull something from that. Look at your objectives before you do anything. Where is my objective? Is it on my current map? If not, where is it? We just learned something today, and that's not to just teleport away because you think you know where you need to go next. Unless you've done the quest literally a million times, which I have not. I have not done this quest a million times. I've done it a handful of times. Although I am going to do this Fate right now. A little bit of a distraction, but it's EXP. You can't... The thing is with Fates, you just can't not do them because that's how you start falling behind in experience points when compared to the main story. And I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. That sounds like a bad thing. So we're just going to quickly kill this. As you can see, I have a hunting log enemy on the left as well, the tree slugs. But we're actually going to ignore those. I just want to kill this real quick. There's somebody else here killing them too, so this shouldn't take too much time out of the video. I think I started killing these around 14:11, so it's been like 40 seconds or something like that. With Fates, you got to keep in mind that sometimes in the low-level areas, it can take a pretty long time to solo them, mainly because a Fate's difficulty, for the most part, scales depending on how many people were there previously and how many people participated previously, not how many people are participating currently, which is a flaw in the system that I wish they'd fix, because it would definitely improve the Fate experience for a number of players. Let me help this guy. The other one's going to come right back after me, but whatever. This guy doesn't really need the help, but he's going to get it. That's all that really matters. We are playing really up close and personal. So even though I'm playing this up close and personal at the low levels, it really doesn't matter. I do highly recommend that you pull your camera back so you can see AoEs and the enemies around you a lot easier. Sure, it's nice to be able to see your character and all their casting animations and whatnot, but trust me, when it comes to avoiding attacks and being able to actually play with your surroundings, and you'll see that more as we get into the low-level dungeons, then you'll see that it's pretty much just you're going to want to pull your camera back as much as possible. So I'm wondering how much rested XP I actually have. Because, I think it's been 3 days since I recorded a part. I recorded that 1 hour part, and since I was breaking them up into every other day, I didn't play any more that day, even though I really said I wanted to get the challenge log unlocked and out of the way that day. Here, I gotta make sure I help this guy. He's not gonna die. He's like right on the cusp of... He'll be fine. Yeah, see? You'll be fine. I got you, buddy. I know I also have cleric stance on, but... And see how excited... See how excited they are? They're like, yeah, we did it. And I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna go hand my quest in now. Hey, some people get excited. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Alright, investigate. Yeah, so I do have to go back and investigate another one. So I just did this, but I have to do it again. Investigate the pocket of corrupted air. Alright, just run right through it. I don't care. I don't care. Let's just go right into cleric stance for this fight. Yeah, it's gonna be another fight. And I'm here. That's a lot of... Oh, okay. It's a special quest. No worries. Even though this whole video is probably going to be spent talking about the Armoury system, now that I've shown the hunting log, I've given a few tips about a few different things. Purify the corrupted air. Oh, okay. So it actually wants me to just kill this tainted wind sprite. This tainted wind sprite is all over the place. It's got to pull itself together. I wonder if I can just zerg it down and not kill any of the ads. Let's see how hard the ads hit. Okay, that's a lot of ads. Never mind, I take that back. Let's not do that. Let's just not take a chance on this one. Kill every enemy. Besides, it's more experience. Oh, never mind. These things are worth like 14 experience points. I take that back. It's not worth a lot of experience points. The sprite's presence is palpable. You should not face it alone. Leave the healing your... Alright, if I'm leaving the healing to you, I'm just zerging the thing down. Zerging, by the way, is a term that you may hear occasionally. It's more of a StarCraft thing, but it means to just ignore all mechanics and just do as much damage as possible, pretty much, while staying alive. That is the other important part. You do need to stay alive throughout all that. Alright, and we're good. See? Worked out perfectly. As soon as they said they had the healing taken care of, I was not going to argue. Now, some people wanted me to not skip cutscenes. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to happen. Because if I don't skip cutscenes, we are going to be here for a very... Like, that's gonna make this series longer than it needs to be. The point of the series is to give newer players... And as we get towards level 50, even some of the not newer players, some of the players that are just looking for general tips and ideas and guidance, it's more for that. I'm not trying to show you the story or tell you the story of the Conjurer or the main story. Newer players should be experiencing that themselves and not here. They should, you know, if they're interested in it, then that should be what gets them to play the game, you know? Does my return back up yet? Probably not. Nope. It is not. It's about to be off. It's about to be off cooldown. It's not far from now, but I think I can just run back into town and we can talk about the Armoury system a little bit. Level 13. Level 13 is not bad at all. Like I said, I'm probably going to hit 15 or close to 15 before I record the next part because, again, just like what's about to happen right here, a lot of things start happening at level 15 that newer players, mostly players new to MMOs, not so much just new to Final Fantasy 14, can be a little bit overwhelming. And this is probably the more overwhelming experience, hitting level 10 and unlocking the Armoury system, because at this point you get a real choice about what you want to do. If you didn't like the first however many levels on one class, you can now choose to try however many levels on another class. But at 15, that gets expanded a lot more because you're able to travel to more places more quickly. You're able to start unlocking more locations to teleport around, and the game starts throwing you all over the place in terms of where it wants you to go. So it's definitely going to be overwhelming at 15 just because of all the traveling you'll be doing, especially because at that point you're going to start getting in the dungeons, you're going to unlock more duty roulettes, you're going to have challenge logs to deal with, your hunting log is going to be well underway. You're going to have to start considering if you want to craft, if you want to gather, where you want to go, where you want to do all these things, what things you really want to do. 15 is really where that all happens, and it all happens at once. So again, it's a level 10 class quest, so we get to choose which upgrade we want. I actually don't know if I need any of these. I'm actually just going to go with a bronze piece here. Normally, you'd want to check your rewards real quick to make sure that you know what you're going to get. But I've been getting so much, and I've got 6,000 gil, that it doesn't really concern me too much. What concerns me most is that I now have the upgraded weapon. So one thing about weapons is that you probably won't use these ever again unless you level a retainer, which is, again, a totally different feature from where we are right now. So you have a choice of breaking these down into materia, which I'll, again, explain a little bit later. But you may want to consider holding on to a lot of your lower level gear, depending on how much inventory space you end up having. So I just unlocked a new feature, and I'm going to scroll out of the camera here a little bit just for comfort's sake. And it is called the Armoury system. And what that allows you to do, if we go to your actions and traits, is it allows you to pull other class abilities and use them on your current class. Now, when you eventually go even further and unlock the job system, this will be restricted a little bit, but with other bonuses in place. So we have all our actions and traits here on the actions and trait menu. This is something also that I haven't really touched upon, but we will touch upon it more as we start getting into the Armoury system. PvP abilities, pets, which is something you'll have to worry about if you're a summoner or a scholar. Companions, which is something we'll unlock, I think, at level 30. Like I said, a lot of stuff here we still need to go through. But the Armoury system is one thing that Final Fantasy XIV does that is definitely going to be new to almost any player who comes into the game. And whether or not you agree with it is totally up to you. I have my own opinions about the topic, but basically what it allows you to do is have every single class in the game unlocked, geared, whatever you want to do with it, on a single character. So you don't need more than one character. That does have its own perks, but it also has its own downsides as well. So what you'll want to do, if you want to unlock a new class, the first thing you need to do is locate on your maps, not to this person, where these guilds are. So right now I'm at the Lancers Guild. It's designated by this on my map, the Wailing Barracks, the Lancers Guild. Where I just was before was all the way over here in the Conjurers Guild. So you're going to need to go to the guilds. And this includes your crafting and your gathering. So for example, we have the Leatherworking Guild here. Not sure if there's any other guilds in this area. The Botany Guild is right there. So you'll want to go to these individual guilds in order to unlock the other classes. Once you're there, you'll just have to talk to the person, and they'll have a quest that says, so you want to be a, and then the name of the guild. So I want to be a Lancer. So you want to be a Lancer. You quickly talk to them, you tell them you want to join the Lancers Guild, and they'll give you a quick explanation. And then again, you haven't unlocked the class yet. You then immediately have to accept the first quest, Way of the Lancer. So this will allow me to actually unlock the Lancer class. They task you to go in the other room real quick. You talk to this first guy. And this will be the same for pretty much every single other guild to unlock every single, other class. I had a hiccup and a burp at the same time, and neither of them ended up happening. Ended up clashing and just not good. So we're going to finish this off right here. He basically, at this point, I can't skip this cutscene. If you're interested in the story of the individual classes, then you'll be interested in what he has to say. So would you like the resolve to wield the lance? Yes. You just say yes. Bam. He'll say, well met, whatever. Congratulations. Finish the quest. He's got a lot of pointing and talking to do, apparently. And then you'll just want to hit complete. They'll give you a level 1 weapon, about 100 gil, in case you need to rebuy any of the level 1 equipment that you may or may not have. And then it'll pop up on your screen, Lancer unlocked. So now you've unlocked your first new class, right? The first thing that you're going to be able to do is the first thing you're probably going to wonder is, well, now how do I actually switch to the class? And very simply put, all you have to do is switch your weapon. Now, I'm going to do this right here, regrettably, just to show you. Switch class, bam, completely naked. You throw on all your other gear, whatever you want to do. However, until we unlock one more class, I'm not going to recommend doing that just yet. I actually am going to go and unlock the archer at this point, but I'm going to do something else. I'm going to show you something else in that process. So when you change classes at the very first part, like if this is your very first class to unlock, you haven't yet unlocked what is known as the gear set system. So changing back, I'm also going to be naked. So let me quickly throw on this gear, and then we're going to go unlock another class so I can show you the class set, the gear set system. I apologize. So quickly, let me just throw on all the best gear that I have for this character. I think that's it. Yep. Okay, and now we're going to go to the Aethernet Shard, and we're going to go over to the Archers Guild, which we unlocked before. You'll notice I haven't really unlocked too many other Aethernets. There are quite a few other Aethernets in the area, and like I said, whenever you run across one, I do recommend that you stop and get it, because it is just a free teleport to help you get around the city-state a little bit quicker. So again, we're just going to do the exact same thing we just did. I'm not going to really need to explain it. I also just said no by accident like an idiot. So remember when I said sometimes they start you by default on no? Yeah. That's an annoying thing. Alright, so very quickly, just go in here, talk to this NPC. We're going to get another one of those cutscenes that I can't really skip, so apologies again. Again, scene cannot be skipped. So we're just going to speed through this text right here. You might hear me hitting my controller, going back and forth between X and O. I got to be careful, though, because there's going to be another yes or no choice coming up here. So we don't want that to happen, because it's probably going to default to no, as you just saw. So we're done there. Now we can speed through. I'm just going to keep spamming X because I know that the quest ends on complete. It's funny that the in-quest text starts on no, but the completion of the quest starts on yes. That's actually good. Okay, so now we've unlocked Archer. We've unlocked 3 classes. We have Conjurer, Archer, and Lancer. In the process, we also just unlocked the gear set system. So let me show you real quick how the gear set system works. At least I believe we did. Yes, gear set list. So no gear sets have been saved. I actually had this before, but for some reason I thought I needed a 3rd class for it. You actually only need the first other class for it, but I wanted to finish unlocking all the classes anyway. So once you've started unlocking classes, you're going to unlock this button right here. It is a gear set list. And what this allows you to do is save your current gear set and quickly select it in order to change classes. So I just saved my Conjurer's gear set. The little symbol, so it says what class I am when you save it by default. Conjurer with the symbol. It's the first gear set on the list. And you'll notice that symbol 8, that's my average item level. If you look right here, you'll see it as well. That's where my average item level is being kept track of. And that's just to designate that. Now that you can change that freely. If we go into the subcommands for it, you can actually display the set right here. It'll tell you all of the things that are actually equipped on it. You can preview the set on your character. That's another way of doing it. You can actually just reassign the gear, which is basically just the same as you hitting this button right here. This, if you change gear and use this button, it'll actually change the set for you. Some other options, you can reassign the set number if you want to move it up or down in the list. I have like almost like 20 to 25 gear sets on my main character. So the ones that I use more, I want to put them at the top. You can change the name to something that means more to you. You can delete the set, or you can even set it to your hotbar, which is something that you know, players will definitely recommend, making a hotbar off on the side that has all of your classes, so you don't need to come to this menu. But again, that's something that we'll touch upon in a later date when we go over going over the changing the hotbars and everything. So now the most important thing is, now when I change to, let's say I just unlocked my Archer, I have the ability to save another gear set, and then when I switch over to my Lancer, I can save another gear set. Now the one thing you don't want to do by accident is save over the gear set that you're not using. So like if I was on my Archer and I overwrote my Conjurer, it would actually be an Archer with nothing on, so you don't want to do that. So that is how that works. So now if I ever want to just quickly equip sets, I'll just do this, and it just changes between my class and all my sets. Very quick, very easy to use, although like I said, this list can get very long. You can also use it for vanity purposes, which, you know, just wearing gear that looks funny as opposed to actually being functional. So one of the biggest things about the Armoury system, and something that's going to require me to quickly gain a few levels on one of my other classes, Archer is probably the faster of the two, is that you're actually able to share abilities across your class. You'll see here, it says that I have up to 2 additional skills I can use from these class subsets. So, but unfortunately, I don't have any other class abilities to show you guys that with. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to quickly switch classes. I don't know why I'm doing it that way when I just showed you guys the gear sets. And And I'm going to quickly show you guys what it's like. Also, this is not the right headpiece. I have another headpiece, but I'm just going to wear it for now. I have a headpiece that has Dex, but it's one of those 3 letters that I have. Yeah, it's one of those. So, we're going to quickly equip all this stuff, go out into the world. We're going to kill a few enemies, unlock something that I can actually use in the cross-class system, and then I'll show you guys what it's like. Actually, I don't... That's stupid. Why would I do that? I'm on another class. Let me just show you on this class, although I should realistically unlock the skills anyway. So, I'm on my Archer now. So, I have my Conjure up to 13. I have a few abilities that work in the Armoury system. So, what can I do? I'm level 1. I can use 1 additional skill. At level 50, a class gets up to 10 additional skills. And a job only gets 5, but they have others. They get 5 of their own abilities that they can use. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to want to go to the class that I want to pull a cross-class skill from, in this case, Conjurer. And you'll see I have a few choices, Cure, Protect, and Raise. Well, I'm a low level, I don't really have any Cure spells, so I could go with that. But I'm going to be killing things so quick, maybe I just want the increased defense so I don't have to stop killing, or don't have to worry as much. I think I'll go with Protect. I like Protect. So what I'm going to want to do, I'm going to want to set it to my hotbar. We're going to set it all the way over here, since it's not a very important ability. And we're good to go. You'll notice that it is on cooldown over there. That is because whenever you change your cross-class abilities, they will go on cooldown. So don't worry about that. There are also more limitations to the cross-class system. For example, as a melee class, I can't use offensive spells. Like I can't use Stone. I wouldn't be able to use Arrow. Those are abilities that may be cross-class to the caster classes, but do not work on these melee-oriented classes. However, the support and cure spells do work, so don't worry about that. The same goes the other way around. Magic classes, such as my Conjure, would not be able to use cross-class skills that are direct physical attacks. Like, for example, my first ability here is Heavy Shot. Well, that's not a cross-class skill. If it was, it wouldn't be able to be used because it is a physical weapon skill. So now, I have Protect. I'm going to quickly cast that on myself, and then I can start just killing things like I would. And now we're showing a little bit of Archer gameplay, which is a totally different thing in itself, which, as you can see, is pretty hilarious for the most part. It's actually one of the, in my opinion, it is actually the fastest class to level. But you know what I am doing? I am wasting my rested XP by doing this, so I don't want to do that very much. You got to remember, like I said, rested XP is percentage based. It's not number based. So even though my Conjurer had way more experience points to gain to get through all of its rested experience, I just got 1 kill there. I just burned through a third of a level's worth of rested experience, basically. So now when I switch back to my Conjurer, that third will not be present. But you now understand the basics of the cross-class system. We're going to unlock more things later on, and that is definitely going to change it. And again, remember, you can update your gear sets. And with the case of the controller, it's just by pressing triangle. So now I have an item level 2 gear set as opposed to the other one. And that's it for the Armoury system and the upgrade to the hunting log system and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go get level 15. I'm going to cut this part short so that way we can keep it just to the things that I wanted to teach. And then when I come back, we're going to be going over more systems, crafting, gathering, which are all very simple. We're going to be taking a look at all of those things in the next few parts. So thank you for watching this video. I'm going to try and get a few more parts of this out before patch 2.5. A few more parts than I had originally planned, I should say. Just so I can start getting this character really leveled, and I can really start showing you guys more and more of the beginner game tips that I have for anybody coming into Final Fantasy XIV. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for supporting the series. I will see you guys on the next part, and until then, take care.